Welcome back to the video lecture of the study of chemical reactions part 5. Here we will discuss about the elucidation of reaction mechanism. We know that reaction mechanism is the means of looking over the chemical conversions in terms of some basic concepts that play the important role during the progress of reactions. Here, the vital events which are essentially important may be treated under two approaches, such as the approach of reaction framework that includes product analysis and analysis of intermediate, and the approach that supports the reaction course by some other means that include kinetic evidences, isotope labeling experiments, stereochemical evidences, and crossover experiments. We will discuss the all points in details in our next slides. First of all, approach of reaction framework. We can understand it by product analysis. Obviously, identification of products and byproducts, if any, in terms of their structural features related to the starting materials and their relative amounts formed are the most fundamental information to develop the reaction course. For example, if we consider reaction of para-chlorotoluene in presence of sodamide in liquid ammonia, we will get two products. One is expected product, para-toluidine, but the other one is metatoluidine, which is unexpected product. In this instance, formation of metatoluidine from para-chlorotoluene is informative in terms of its formation, but it proceeds through a pathway that is different from the usual electrophilic substitution taken place in formation of para-toluidine. It involves benzene mechanism. Now, analysis of intermediates. Study of intermediates is another aspect under the reaction framework to be considered as the concrete evidence obtainable about the reaction course. We can do it by three ways. Number one is study of intermediates by isolation. In case of stable intermediates, it is occasionally possible to isolate the intermediates in the reaction mixture by investigating the reaction long before completion of it. For example, in conversion of amides by Hofmann reaction, it is possible to isolate N-bromoamide, RCONH-Beer, its anion RCON-Beer minus, and an isocyanate RNCO, and thus the structural informations of intermediates helps to elucidate the reaction course of amide to amine. Second point is study of intermediates by detection. We can detect it by some methods. In some common cases where the intermediates are unstable due to they are too labile or transient to allow their isolation, these intermediates are then studied through detection by physical, mainly spectroscopic analysis like NMR, electronic and ESR spectroscopy, etc., adapted on the system. Study of intermediates by trapping. Labile intermediates can be studied by the process of trapping when trapped species becomes sufficiently stable to be isolated. For example, highly electron deficient species such as dichlorocarbene, which can be generated by chloroform in presence of a base, we can prepare dichlorocarbene, which is very labile and transient compound, which can be trapped by immediate reaction with the electron rich species cis-2-butene, resulting in an isolable stable cyclopropane derivative. So presence of this labile intermediate is proved. Now, second point is approaches supporting the reaction course by some other means. There are some evidences. Number one is kinetic evidences. It is the most useful approach to investigate the mechanistic pathway. Out of a number of possible pathways, a particular mechanism can be settled to be more reasonable through ruling out the others by considering the rate law observed by the reaction. Some examples are hydrolysis of alkyl halides. It is substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. On the basis of experimental results, the study of reaction between chloromethane and hydroxide ion accounts for the rate expression as SN2 type, as the rate of formation of alkyl chloride in presence of hydroxide ion, formation of alcohol, methanol, the rate expression is involved concentration of alkyl chloride and as well as concentration of OH minus. So it is SN2 type, that is substitution, nucleophilic and bimolecular. And substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. The kinetic results obtained from the reaction of tertiary butyl chloride with sodium hydroxide in a mixture of water and acetone are quite different from those obtained for the reaction of chloromethane with hydroxide ion. Here the rate of the reaction depends only on the concentration of the tertiary butyl chloride and no concentration of OH minus or water is needed here. So it is termed as SN1 reaction mechanism, that is substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. Now if we consider Cannizzaro reaction, under moderate base concentration, Cannizzaro reaction of formaldehyde exhibits a third order kinetics. Here involvement of concentration of formaldehyde and OH minus. Whereas at higher base concentration, it becomes a fourth order kinetics where basic concentration is twice and formaldehyde concentration is also twice. So adding two terms and we will get a fourth order reaction. Now the second point is isotope labeling experiment. And we know that what is isotope? Deuterium is the isotope of hydrogen. Use of a particular isotopic atom in a place of a usually involved atom of an element as the structural constituent of starting material undergoing a reaction may be helpful for elucidation of reaction course. These are of two types, kinetic and non-kinetic. Use of isotope for kinetic purpose. In some cases, simple kinetic data in the rate limiting steps, mind that the rate limiting steps does not serve enough information of the reaction course. In this respect, isotope labeling experiment plays an important role. We know that though CH and CD bonds are similar in their chemical nature, CH bond is weaker than CD bond. As a result, under comparable conditions, rates of breaking of weaker CH bond is higher than that of stronger CD bond. Variation in reaction rate due to different extent of breaking of bonds involving different isotopes is called primary kinetic isotope effect. Primary kinetic isotope effect is greatest in case of comparison between the pair of isotopes of hydrogen and deuterium or hydrogen and tritium and is expressed in terms of the rate ratio Kh by Kd and Kh by Kt having the values of 7 and 16 respectively. Here are some examples of primary kinetic isotope effect. The mechanistic pathway of oxidation of propan-2-ol to propan-2-one in presence of acid dichromate was judged by the presence or absence of primary kinetic isotope effect. Here, removal of hydrogen bonded to carbon of HCOH from the intermediate ester generated as a result of initial reaction between alcohol and oxidizing agent is involved in the rate limiting step, because it is found that CH3-2CHOH or CD3-2CHOH is oxidized about 7 times rapidly as CH3-2CDOH, accounting for the primary kinetic isotope effect. Now another example. In contrast to the previous example, nitration of benzene does not show any primary kinetic isotope effect. This can be ascertained by isotope labeling experiment, in which both benzene and hexadietylated benzene are allowed to undergo nitration under the comparable conditions when both are found to observe same rate Kh by Kd is equal to 1, indicating the non-participation of specified CH bond in the rate limiting step. Therefore, reaction mechanism of nitration of benzene consists of CH bond breaking occurring in some stage other than the rate limiting stage. Here are another term we have to know: secondary kinetic isotope effect. Variation of rate constant may, however, been found for the presence of isotopes even through isotopic bonds which are neither formed nor broken during the progress of reaction. This effect of variation of rate constant is termed as secondary isotopic effect, and it is much weaker than the primary kinetic isotope effect. Our next slide, we will consider non-kinetic variations of reaction mechanism. Up to then, thank you.